If you don't know, now you know. God is making the transfer, and the transfer is in progress. God is making the transfer, and the transfer is in progress. If you know, you know. There have been so many things that have been taking place on this earth for decades, for centuries, and God has been exposing. So when I say God is making the transfer and the transfer is in progress, look around. Look what's happening in the world right now. People are being exposed. Things are being exposed. Things have been right in front of our faces. Things that we've seen on TV. Things that people have been doing for decades, for centuries in darkness is now coming to the light. So when I say God is making the transfer and the transfer is in progress, come on. Open your eyes. Start looking at things through your spiritual lenses. Start looking at things for what it truly is. Because a lot of things on this earth, a lot of things that we've been taught since birth, we are conditioned to. Our minds are conditioned to certain things. And God is making the transfer, and the transfer is in progress. So when I say that you need to be aligned with who God has called you to be, what is your purpose on this earth? What is your purpose on this earth? What has God aligned you to do? Because if you don't know, all of us were placed on this earth to help others, to be of assistance to others. We're all supposed to open doors for many people. So when I say open up your eyes and allow God to show you what has been right in front of you that you may not have seen before, you got to look at things through your spiritual lenses. It's so funny because a couple months ago, and I never told anybody but my husband, I had a dream that was so vivid and just felt so real, like I was there in the mix of what was going on. But I was in a city and I was in a building looking out, and it was so beautiful. But all of a sudden, all of the buildings literally started falling down. It was like the world was just collapsing, like everything was collapsing, and it was no more. The world as we know is changing. The world is shifting. And I always say, for my people that know, my spiritual people that know, you just know. God is making the transfer and it is in progress. God is tired of people just getting away with so many sinister things of this world, especially with our children corrupting the world. That's not what we were placed here to do. We were placed here to help one another, to grow mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially. God wants you to succeed in your life. He wants you to live an abundant life. But we have people on this earth that have literally just taken everything for themselves, and that's not the way it's supposed to be. It's so many people out in this world that are homeless and don't have a place to stay in the summer, winter, fall, every season that you can think of. That's not the way that it's supposed to be. You have people that are dying from things that people inflict on them, the pain, the suffering, the trauma that everyone goes through, because no one on this earth has had a perfect life. No one. The rich, the famous, it doesn't matter. None of that matters. So when I say that God is making the transfer, allow yourself to be aligned with who he has caused you to be. What is your purpose on this earth? Because when he makes the transfer, you need to be ready. God is transferring the wealth. God is transferring everything possible to the people. So when I say that the things that are happening are not a coincidence. Trust me. It's not a coincidence. It's a spiritual thing. Everything that happens in the spiritual realm must take place in the physical realm. And for the people that know, they know. If you don't know, then you need to stop being on the surface. Stop being on the surface about everything, because it goes deeper than we could even imagine. This life goes deeper than we could have imagined. It's magical. The things that we've learned, you think that they are taking away certain things because of the exposure. What it's doing? They're trying to keep the wealth for themselves. It's always a group of elite people, and you have to understand that. So when I say that the transfer is in progress, it is in progress. Everything that has been happening and that's been exposed, that we've been learning, it's not a coincidence. God exposed that. This is his world. And at the end of the day, he has the last say so. And I want you to truly understand that, because that's always going to be 100%, no matter how you flip it, turn it around, move it left to right. God always has the end say. This is God's world. He is our creator. Everything that we have, our minds, our beautiful minds, our bodies, our soul, everything was created by our creator. And I want you to know that. I want you to understand that. I want you to know that it's real. Stop being on the surface. Stop being on the surface. Stop being on the surface, because it goes deeper than that. Everything that we've been hearing, how it's a different world underground. Stop being on the surface. Everything that you see is not as it seems. So stop believing everything that you see. Stop believing everything that people tell you, because people can tell you anything. People lie every day. Everybody on this earth is just not a good person, and that's a fact. It's a lot of stuff that's going on. It's a lot of trauma that's been had. People have been experiencing so many things. It's a lot of pain that people have dealt with. It's a lot of everything that's been going on in this world. And I'm telling you, God is bringing up a new world. So you better get ready. Get aligned with who he has caused you to do. Be ready when he transfers the wealth. What are you going to do? What has he aligned you to do? What's your purpose on this earth? How are you going to keep the wealth? How are you going to create generational wealth for your family, for your children, for your children's children? Because the people that are trying to keep the wealth, they are making a way. But God is not going to allow it. And he's changing the world. This world, as we know of, it's going to be a whole nother world. And I'm telling you, if you don't know, figure it out. Figure it out. Because God is depending on you to make a change. He's depending on all of his children, good people. At this point in time, it's not a lot of good people on this earth. And I'm hoping that we can all come together and make a difference, a positive difference, a positive change. Because if you haven't noticed, it's been shifting. And it's going to continue to shift. It's going to continue to move forward. God's not playing. And if you are in the way, you will be moved. You will be left behind. Because a lot of people that have been doing sinister things and not what God wants us to do, they are being destroyed. Their wealth is being destroyed. Their homes are being destroyed. They're just everything. They are being put up in jail, under the jail. People are being killed. It's a lot of stuff going on. So look at things through your spiritual lenses, because it's not a joke. Yeah, God wants us to enjoy life on this earth, but it goes deeper than that. And y'all don't understand. It's always a spiritual thing. So if you don't know, now you know.